What up, what up? It's the Chief Kaseek Ortiz.
Tyrant333. And we got another one. Figure it the fuck out.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And we want to talk about how rap just be getting a bad fucking rap these days.
Facts.
Like it's changed right in front of our eyes, and it's kind of crazy.
Everybody's always using rap as a butt end of the joke. Whether it be memes, I wish I had the memes on hand, but people would be making fun. Yo, at least I got a job and I'm not out here trying to be a rapper. Or the meme saying, I'm gonna quit my job so I can become a rapper. Like,
and then everyone just turns it into a huge joke.
Why is everything about rap a fucking joke? Like if I was to post, yo, I'm gonna quit my job and become a country music artist or something like that, people might laugh at it, like,
no.
What the fuck you talking about? But
yeah, they wouldn't, or you wanted to be an R&B singer,
yeah.
Or, a pop artist.
Right.
They might not necessarily frown upon you the same.
You get more love if you were to like, yo, I'm quitting rap so I can get a regular job.
Like, yes, I was waiting for that.
Right.
Waiting for you to be done being a rapper.
Right. The fuck?
But if you make it, they're like, yo, that was the dude I always knew in the booth. I knew he was nice.
All we know, that's what I said. First motherfuckers in my line.
But why? Yeah, but we notice, okay, right now there's a lot of people who want to be rappers.
Yeah.
Or at least they act like they do.
Yep.
Or say they do. That came from somewhere.
It did.
At some point, rappers, it was looked at in a lot more positive light. And it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
I want to say it was more like the 2000s, 2010s, where Lil Wayne, Eminem's, dude like that.
Yeah.
We were kids during that era.
Right.
So for there to be so many rappers right now, at some point as kids, we had to look up at these dudes and be like, yo, that's it. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
I'm inspired.
Yeah, I want to be a rapper.
One of the best tours was the Up in Smoke tour where it was fucking Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, I believe. It was one of the biggest tours. It was that shit right there. If that shit didn't make you want to do music, then you just don't have it in you, which is okay. But if you wanted any music acumen inside of you, you seen that shit, you're like, yo, music is what I want to do with my life.
Exactly. Especially if you really had that love and passion for it.
Right.
That was obviously breeding a lot of people because you see, like you said, the butt of the jokes, all right, it's like being the local rapper or whatever. Yeah. Basically meaning everyone does this shit or everyone tries this shit at some point. And it wasn't like that before. It was few and far between at some point where everyone was trying to do rap.
Right. Fucking hip hop has always been looked at as some beef chuck. It's not steak.
Yeah, and
it's not the high
it's
grade.
Just interesting to see that. I think it was more of the fact that we see so many people doing it. It dilutes the market a little bit.
Dilutes it, and then honestly, there's just too many motherfucking vultures, too many colonizers trying to just take the shit, try to make fun out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I think we might need to just combine the whole shit as far as gatekeeping goes, because there's just too much of these people that'll come into it that don't respect the culture or trying to move the culture forward, where they just come in because they just want a quick dollar. Yo, I want to rap real quick. It's like hustling, like we said about.
That's what it is, bro.
It's too much of that shit. Now it's y'all just come in here, y'all make fun, y'all make a little bit mess, y'all make a little bit of noise. Some of y'all can actually rap. However, they don't really love it. They don't love it.
I can make a mixtape real quick, gain some clout, some notoriety,
right,
and then go pivot and do this or that.
If you think about even news, back then they used to make fun of how we would talk, the lingo. Some of y'all could go online right now and look up the lingo from the 80s or the lingo from the 90s, and it'd be some colonizers, white ass motherfuckers, pasty motherfuckers in the video talking about, hey, Laura, that is really dope.
They use that same lingo. All that stuff's in the dictionary as official words right now.
Yes.
They're using it to sell their products, their ads. It's always the mainstream of a lot of different things, but at the same time gets, like you said, played or laughed at.
Yes.
That's what's interesting to me when I see
everybody takes from our seasoning cabinet of hip hop. I look at hip hop like a seasoning cabinet. We started saying OG. You've never heard nobody really saying OG. Now you can go on to news or whatever and be like, oh, this is OG Fortnite, or this is OG, that's the OG Macy's. Store. They can talk about stores,
Yeah. And
they're literally taking from us seasonings, but yet we always get made fun of.
And it's not even just the rap personalities. It's even the media personalities. I even talked to Kaseek about this.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these people who make the most money off music, it's not even the artist.
Yes.
It's some random rich white Jew dude that's just sitting there. Like just making millions off music, you know? Making millions.
Music industry.
So that type of stuff. And I guess, let's talk about this. We hear all this fucking, like all the stuff that put rap in a negative light. The Diddy stuff.
Yes.
All the different executives who got called out for this and that.
R. Kelly was an R&B artist, but at the same time, he has so much love within the hip hop scene that even affected us.
Yes. And they look at most artists these days almost like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like you're just a scum person if you want to be a rapper.
But we also, not to like make light of what's going on with them, but it's almost even worse if you're black.
Oh yeah, but that's the main thing, right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like if this is a black and brown craft, it's almost like we're ready to cut the heads off ourselves, but we're not ready to cut the heads off of the people that have been doing it for, you know. I mean, Harvey Weinstein definitely got it bad, but he wasn't even getting it as bad as, you know, they ran up on Diddy and snatched him.
Yeah.
They didn't do that shit to Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm not trying to make it about a colorism thing, but I'm just saying when it comes to
it's definitely there though.
This hip hop shit, which is a predominantly black and brown, you know, well, for one, we are the ones that created it, you know what I'm saying? Black and Hispanics are really the ones that really created this shit. Like we get it the worst.
And they just really want to profit off of it and remix it.
Yes.
You know, or put certain people in place where they feel like if they don't feel like you deserve it, then they don't want you in it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they can put pawns in place.
Yes.
And, you know, that's for a whole nother episode. But
the whole conspiracy lane.
Yeah. You know, it really is. But it's just a crazy thing to really see. Because when we were kids, it was the hot thing to be a rapper for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it still is for a lot of people. But
people be feeling cool about it. Oh, you cool, you rap? Say something.
But there's not the same stigma right now of, you know, you see it with pop or country or rock or anything like that.
There's a certain level of credibility or like distinction between like, oh, this is like the caviar. You know? This isn't just...
And I think you hit it on the head. It's because who's mostly involved with this and who's mostly the creators of this?
Yeah.
Black and Hispanic people.
Right.
So I didn't really, I guess... I did realize it, but when you said it in this episode, it kind of hit it on the head.
Yeah.
It was like, that's probably really that's really it. Why they want the because they control the media, so they want the perception of hip hop to never really look good.
Right.
You know,
I'm not saying we help it either. It doesn't help that when, you know, the communities feed us drugs or whatever we get hooked on. We get hooked on the same shit that these little white kids are getting hooked on. It's just that they happen to have the funding for their own medicines and putting them into positions to where like now they're going to rehabs and getting well taken care of. Whereas like we lack resources, obviously, whatever the case may be. And then y'all almost don't even respect it if we don't do the drugs. It's almost like you can't be cool unless you do drugs. When Future came out and basically said that he wasn't, I feel like that's what fucked his music up is when he actually finally came out or was being said that, yo, everybody loves my music, but I don't even do...
He doesn't care.
I don't even do that shit that I even...
No, he's making money to profit. Like, and,
yeah,
you know, that's a whole nother conspiracy lane, different agendas being pushed by these top artists.
Right.
If someone came to you and told you, I'll give you 100,
or...
I'll give you 10 mil.
Yep.
If you push these certain message in your songs, would you do it? You know?
I personally wouldn't, but I can't say. It depends what the message is. If it's a positive message and it resonates with me, I would do it. I'm not saying or blaming Future that that's what happened to him, that he was offered millions of dollars and he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to promote this bad image. Whether he did it intentionally or not intentionally, subconsciously, it was still intentional.
There's even
he
that
probably found something that worked and was like, fuck it, this shit right here. He might have been a conscious rapper and was like, yo, fuck it. This right here is not working for me. Let me just talk about this. And if that's the thing that goes, and that's the thing that can change his life or his family.
Yeah. He's going to push the product.
Yeah, he took advantage. Unfortunately, a lot of people loved and supported that shit that they started adopting those same habits. And those habits have literally gotten people killed.
That's where it all comes in, the negativity associated with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, like we talked about before on conversations, there was a lot of negativity associated with rock and roll too.
Mm-hmm.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yes. Same shit.
You know, which it was based off the same themes, but it was predominantly white people doing it.
Yes.
Don't get looked at the same.
Doesn't.
But
I'm glad you brought that up, because I know I just said the black and brown stuff for hip hop, but that being predominantly all white people, when they started getting the bad rap for themselves, they ended up becoming like a dying. Not saying that rock and roll is dead. Rock and roll will never die, but it kind of
a lot of them
really
turned into execs of hip hop.
Yeah.
Or
fell the fuck back.
Yeah, or they ended up becoming some type of music exec with hip hop.
Yep.
Or collaborating with hip hop.
Everybody's collabed with hip hop. Once you realize that black and brown, mostly black, but black and brown has pretty much created just about everything. When you talk about country, you know, when country is trying to discredit Beyonce for making the #1 album, but then she gets snubbed and gets no awards, you know, because they want to gatekeep what they believe is theirs.
Yes.
Even though they don't clearly realize that blacks are the ones that's even a thing.
Yeah.
You know? We're the ones with the drums. We're the ones with the guitars. We're the ones, you know, like, that put the shit together. Y'all might have adopted it and did it really, really great.
Black people created,
you got
rock and roll
Elvis out
too.
here being the king of rock and roll, but yet he was taking that music from a black creator.
No, that's a fact.
Black creator songs. Clearly, that's like not to say he's Drake, but like that's like the Drake of like, you have really dope lyricists ghostwriting.
Yeah.
You the song and it's good. I'm not saying Drake has everything that's ghostwrited, but there's some songs that might have had some play in it.
No, that's a fact though.
But honestly, the way Drake sounds, I'm sorry, but it's just, when he does it, it's a hit record.
Yeah.
You might have wrote the hit record, but you weren't going to be able to present that hit record to the people. You needed somebody like a Drake with the voice and the following to push it to that next level.
No, there's ghostwriters for a reason. Like, not everyone has the image, the voice, the delivery to really make it a hit.
Right. They just have the pen, and that's okay too.
You know, and that can be a good thing. I mean, there's writers, they've been writers since the beginning of fucking music, I feel like, that have been helping people write stuff.
Yes.
You know, some artists got a whole team of writers in the room right with them when they're getting it done, which is kind of crazy.
Not even just hip hop, comedians, country artists, pianists.
You know what I really think it is, man? A big thing that made rap's like image start to really go on a downturn. And a lot of YNs are gonna I'll be tight about this.
Facts.
But it's the drill records. You know, and another part is the consciousness of a lot of people, as we've noticed, is heightening.
Yeah.
All the shit that we used to like mindlessly listen to, hear all these crazy lyrics from even like some of the older artists that might have been fucked up.
It didn't sound so spicy. When they said it just sounded like, oh shit, this is a bop.
Exactly.
These people are like, I killed your mother and I smoked her.
Yes.
Come find me at 773 Main Street, Fitchburg, Mass. And then the motherfucker turns up dead and they're like, oh, we're
yeah.
You just told everybody everything.
Yeah, like that we used to
if you
be able to
didn't
listen
die,
to that.
you snitched. Like one of the two.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Now, like there's drill records where they're making, there's a lot of mockery been made into people's loved ones that got killed tragically. And they're putting it in records, they're boasting about it. They're making IG or whatever reels and Facebook, social media banter about these different murders and just like boosting them up like it's a part of life. And that, I feel like, turned a lot of people off to hip hop.
It did.
That right there. Like, and the record execs, these Jews knew what the fuck they were doing. They just want black people to look bad as possible and they want more people to go to prison.
Right.
So yeah, let's push that to the forefront.
Right. Why wouldn't it keep
Let's make the culture look as bad as possible.
Right.
That was like, and they succeeded in that.
That agenda has never necessarily really left hip hop. It's just those people that are in power have always wanted that. The thing is, it doesn't have to be that way. If you think about like Curtis Blow, Sugar Hill Gang, even early Snoop Dogg records, everything was very positive. Snoop Dogg was hella gangster, but the records he was doing was positive. A lot of Biggie Smalls records, they were he had some foul shit, but he still had some positive shit that made you just bop. That's timeless music. A lot of that stuff was created without necessarily the imagery of being like the most hardcore gangster in gangster land, killing everybody in their family, like this major outlaw that needs to be put down.
We see that coming back too with the conscious rap.
Yeah.
But we even said this too. We even see a lot of these older artists who, like we said, we look up to. Now they're coming back to the forefront and they're popping more than even a lot of the younger artists.
Yeah.
Because they had to really build up a real fan base to get to where they are.
Facts.
But we see a lot of those artists coming back to the forefront and they're taking over the industry right now.
Facts.
So that's, that's very interesting, man.
Facts. I love seeing it.
Me too. But yeah, I would say you see the conscious rap coming back, but to touch back on what you were saying, what about that $1 Million Baby record? Remember that dude said he doesn't want to be hip hop anymore.
Yeah.
You see that? People come in.
Yeah, very, very.
Unlike hip hop influences. And then now all of a sudden I'm bigger than hip hop or I don't want to be associated with hip hop. Yep. I'm not just a rapper.
Right. Unfortunately, when I heard the record, it wasn't necessarily like a hip hop song, but everything gets looped up into hip hop because every genre that is out there is taking so much ingredients from hip hop that it's almost hard to tell if it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Lil Nas X doing a country record, but they said it's not country, it's too hip hop.
Yeah.
But then it was like all the hip hop heads are saying, nah, that's not really hip hop, that's more country.
Yeah.
But then you have all these country stars using 808s and trap beats inside of their country. So what is it now? Clearly we're making subgenres of genres and that's okay too. And that's a conversation that needs to happen because we said it before. There should be no reason that Jay-Z is putting out an album and competing with a Sexy Red. There is no reason for that. Like, same with drill. Like drill's, so some people love it, but that to me is more mindless music. And that would make me sound like the old cat. That's like, yo, that's just, I don't like these old, you know what I mean? Like these young motherfuckers, whippersnappers fucking it all up,
Well, that's a part of the evolution too, as men. Like we just want to put out a more positive message and we want to have people evolve by the message we put out.
Consciousness, like you're saying, is at like an all-time high for all of us. Like everybody's going down the rabbit holes of TikTok and conspiracies and trying to form their opinion. It's happening way more than ever. I remember back then, if you were finding some shit out, you were like one of a few people in your friend group that might have run down conspiracy lane. And you're almost afraid to talk about it because you were just going to get called weird and bozo.
Now that's mainstream.
Now it's mainstream. Everybody's like, yeah, did you know that we could control the weather here and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah. I mean, we do control the weather. That's why they've been saying that we need to start changing our ways because we're got global warming coming because the way that we be acting out here.
Yeah.
We are all in control of the weather. But that's another tangent. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to this music shit, like we need to, the consciousness is at an all-time high. And I think we need to take that into heavy consideration so we can be taken a lot more seriously.
People are diving more into your lyrics and the message behind your songs these days.
There's gonna be kids out there that have fun with the music and talk their shit, and that's cool too. But like at some point, there's gonna be kind of like an adult contemporary hip hop. It needs to be subgenre. It needs to be, you know what I'm saying? When you look at rock, you have rock, punk, alternative, blah, blah, blah.
True.
When you look at hip hop, it's just hip hop rap.
Yes.
Exactly. You talk about OJs, old jams, oldies. Oldies you could say from a time frame. Are you talking about oldies from 1950 or 1960 or 1970? Are you talking about Motown? Motown was so good, they talk about Motown days.
Yeah. It's turning into the same thing basically with hip hop.
Yes.
It's like you had the golden era of hip hop.
It needs to. I don't think it's there yet, but people are talking about it and it needs to. Because when you talk about what we're talking about, like bad rappers getting the bad rap is literally that. It's like people aren't taking us seriously. We keep being viewed as the scum of the earth. Like, oh, you rap, haha. Okay, tell me something.
Like, what are you gonna hit a lick on me? Or like,
like, okay. Everybody raps. My motherfucking dog raps.
What are you, just another basement rapper that's just not that good?
Yeah.
Like, that's like, as soon as they hear that, you almost have to show them something before they get you in that level. Like, all right, he raps, but he's good. Facts. He's serious. He's doing his thing.
Facts.
So like, you got to show them something in that. I guess that's all with music though. I guess right now, it's evolution, but people are not going to believe your art is special until you show them something.
Right.
So this is Figure It the Fuck Out, and we just gave you another one, bitches.